All right, market opens in 3 minutes here. Coming into the day, we had a big sell-off overnight, of course, with another Trump speech. So with that big move overnight, it kind of puts us in a bit of a pickle because we're rejecting out of this bearish daily gap, which I have the most priority over. Like, I'm prioritizing the bearish daily gap because higher time frames are bearish, but we're also within a daily gap, a bullish daily gap. So we're kind of in between high time frame gaps here. So if we're gonna take a trade, it's got to be something like very internal. I don't see us. I mean, these next prominent lows are literally 500 points away. So those aren't going to be able to be targeted today. So the next, like the only real drawn liquidity that I see, it would be a retracement after this overnight move back to this 4-hour gap, which is also a prominent 1-hour swing high, and this is also London highs. So London highs, 4-hour gap. This would be my main target for the morning if we want to come up and retrace, and that is about, how far is that? 150. So that's a lot more probable. Let's say we do retrace to this 4-hour gap and don't provide an entry. If we then reject it, I would then be willing to target this internal low that would have been put in, right? So those are that's basically my sole drawn liquidity for the morning. If we scale in to the 15-minute, we're kind of holding these gaps here. So want to see if we're going to hold these or not. This 1 hour and this 15-minute. And if not, if we blow past them, we can target the 4-hour gap and London highs. So that's the bias coming into the morning. Because I just don't think, I mean, that's 85 points away, this internal low. I don't love targeting like recently put in internal lows, but this is literally the only target that we have to the downside. So potentially short to this low if like we get a deeper retrace into this gap and then displace down if it's super obvious. But the main draw on liquidity for me would be this 4-hour gap up here. All right, I just went short here. Big displacement down on the 1 minute. Reacting out of the 15. Holding the 15. Holding the 1 hour. Big displacement down. Dude, and Top Step is bugging. Bro, Top Step is literally freezing. All right, I'm break even there. We're about to close the 5-minute insanely bearish. Hopefully we continue to deliver to the low. Yeah, insanely bearish 5-minute. If we don't go tap this, I don't know what we're gonna do. Like, bro, Top Step is bugging. Dude, the chart has been freezing all morning. At this point, there's nothing I can do. So
order filled.
all right, break even. I couldn't tell you why we flipped bullish there, but all right, I just re-entered. I entered long here. ES is booking it to the 4-hour gap. Stops now at break even. We'll see if NQ wants to book it as well. Or ES is booking it to the 1 hour high, which is the same 1 hour high at the 4 hour gap for NQ. So ES has already taken it. We'll see if NQ wants to take it or not. It makes sense because it's also a 4 hour gap. So, which was my main draw for the day, but I don't know how we don't go down and take those lows from the first break-even trade, bro. Honestly.
Order filled.
All right. At least we were able to catch a win today, dude. And I started the recording a little bit late because I'd paused it after this break even. This wasn't the best entry, but to me, like similar to yesterday, honestly. If we're gonna make this displacement move and not take the low, like if we were going to continue lower, it would happen right here, right now. So then if we're gonna invalidate this new 5-minute bearish gap and displace through it, very, very similar to yesterday's loss, honestly, like because we invalidated the gap, the 5-minute didn't quite close extremely bullish, then zoomed in, waited for continuation on the 1 minute. We got that continuation higher. Entered here with a quick break even at this internal, and price flushed through the internal, which tells me that, you know, it's likely we're going to continue to my actual drawn liquidity. This is how price should flush through the internal lows and highs. And what also gave me confidence was the fact that ES was booking it to this hourly high. So the first win would have been slightly more P&L wise. But hey, made back yesterday's loss and a little bit more. And tomorrow is Good Friday, so I believe the market is indeed closed tomorrow. So this was the last day of the trading week, so it feels good. Feels good to catch a win to end the week. Yesterday's loss was very unfortunate. And like I said, I still believe yesterday's loss was pretty statistical from my perspective, which, you know, hey, what can you do? Like I said yesterday, the market, sometimes you lose. And this would have been a brutal, this was a brutal break even after yesterday's loss. But was able to flip bullish here and catch a win to my pre-existing, like my main drawn liquidity for the morning, which was that 4 hour gap and that 1 hour high, London highs as well. So yeah, that's a live trade analysis, trade recap, and gonna go ahead and lock myself out. So yeah, let me just make sure 100% that the market is closed tomorrow. I'm like 95% sure. Let's go Forex Factory. Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Oh no. Tomorrow the market isn't closed. What? Is that a glitch? Tomorrow's literally Good Friday though, right? Yeah, tomorrow's Good Friday before Easter. I don't know if the market's actually open tomorrow. I will have to do some more research, but Forex Factory does not have it as a bank holiday for the U.S. markets. So we'll see what happens. I'll have to do some more research. So maybe not the last day of the trading week. So yeah, man, appreciate you watching. Let me know if you were able to catch a long today. Let me know if you got cooked on these shorts. Hopefully you were able to get break even on them. Like I said, after this displacement, this edge is pretty insane to me. But that's why you go break even here, right? Because if we're not going to deliver right here, most likely not going to deliver at all. We then flip bullish and took a long. Let me know if you took any trades today and this morning, and appreciate you watching, man. And I'll see you in the next video, whether that's tomorrow, Friday, or next Monday. So with that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, boys.